Welcome. It's Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. I am your host, Russel Lolacher, a communications and leadership expert. I say nerd sometimes, but, tomato, tomato. A couple of decades of experience in both those areas and a whole heap of curiosity on how we can make the workplace a better place. It's a solo episode. These drop every Thursday, a little mini episode, usually around 10 minutes, that provide you a quick and valuable bit of information to help your mindset for the week ahead. Right now, what are we focusing on? Well, something that keeps coming up more and more in this show: the confusion of leadership and management. Leadership and management are often confused for one another, and that confusion has been a huge hindrance for organizations that are trying to build ecosystems of strong leaders while also addressing the harm caused by ineffective ones. Bear with me here. I once heard a leader say the difference between leadership and management was just semantics. My heart broke. I had a twitch on my face. It wasn't pretty. Because someone needs a dictionary. First for semantics, and then to understand that there is a fundamental difference between the two. Because definitions matter. If you're a longtime listener of this show, you know I always like to start with definitions because we need to know what we're actually talking about before we can move forward. Leadership is about people, growth, motivation, retention, purpose. Management is about things, goals, deliverables, time, resources. To confuse the two is to do a disservice to both the organization and the people actually in it. I had a conversation with a developer who had worked under the same boss for about 2 years. Over time, he grew exceedingly frustrated because he felt his boss didn't listen, didn't provide the time or collaboration that he needed, and offered no vision, nothing for the future of his role or the work they were doing. He was lost. The boss was so hyper-focused on short-term goals, day-to-day delivery, and checking things off his to-do list. The developer was expecting his boss to be a leader. What he got was a manager. And yet that boss was still referred to as a leader simply because of his position in the organization, in the hierarchy. He was part of the leadership team, after all. These are air quotes that are going right now. Now, this is a problem. Because, truthfully, organizations need both. Leaders and managers. But by blurring the line between the two, we allow bad leaders to hide in plain sight because they're decent managers. They hit deliverables, so they're allowed to stay. But no one questions the impact they're actually having on the people they're responsible for. Once we clearly define leadership and management, we can finally start identifying what good and bad versions of each actually look like. A good leader provides opportunities for their team to learn and grow. They connect the work to a sense of worth and purpose. They communicate regularly, transparently, and with vulnerability. They promote their team and take accountability when things go wrong. A bad leader, on the other hand, communicates only when they need something. They don't create opportunities for their team to build skills or networks. Their focus is on pleasing their boss, not supporting their team. And when things go well, they take credit. When things go wrong, they take none of the blame. Now that's good and bad leadership. Managers also have that scale difference. A good manager provides clear tasks and milestones. They assign work based on strengths, check in on progress, adjust resources as needed, and flag risks early to rework timelines. A bad manager, on the other hand, does the opposite of these things. Vague priorities, micromanagement without direction, little to no check-ins, and a refusal to adjust when things change. If a risk threatens the original deliverable, it's even ignored. The truth is, executives can be great managers without being leaders. And frontline staff can have no formal management experience and still be phenomenal leaders. Because these are not the same thing. And when we confuse them, we actually damage the organization. People can be treated like resources. Short-term goals are valued more than long-term culture. Performance is mistaken for engagement. Again, definitions matter. And when we don't define the difference, we open the door to real harm. So here's the question this week. What can leaders do to ensure their teams and organizations understand the difference between management and leadership? First, we got to model both. but name them out loud. Don't just do leadership and management. Call them what they are when you're doing them. Right now, I'm managing the timeline, but leadership is making sure you all feel supported while we get there. This creates clarity through example. It shows the team how both roles coexist and why both are necessary. Management's me doing this, leadership's me doing this. Second, develop both skill sets separately. In training, performance reviews, promotions, treat leadership and management as distinct and different competencies. You're a strong manager. Now let's build your leadership muscle too. This encourages growth beyond tasks and goals toward people and purpose. Leadership, empathy, vision, coaching, trust building. Management, planning, execution, resource coordination. Bake those into those things we already do, whether, like I said off the top, in training, performance reviews, promotions, onboarding. And last, let's align expectations right across the entire organization. Set the standard. Managers aren't automatically leaders. And leaders, they might need to learn operational control. We don't just promote high performers, we promote people who make others better. Encourage executives, HR, and team leads to update their job descriptions based on these expectations. Separate leadership and management metrics, and promote based on influence, not just output. Management keeps the lights on. Super important. Leadership makes people want to stay. Also super important. By consistently separating, modeling, and rewarding leadership and management separately as complementary but distinct, we build a workplace that runs well and feels human. So let's stop confusing the two. And that will do it for yet another mini episode of Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. My name is Russel Lolacher. If you like these solo episodes, they are all inspired by our free and weekly Raw Note newsletter, which you can sign up anytime. Either go to our Relationships at Work company page on LinkedIn, or make your way over to the relationshipsatworkshow.com website, which at the top you can sign up. It'll show up in your email, LinkedIn, email, whichever one works better for you. I'm in both places, and you can get it delivered either way. All right, take care of yourself, and I look forward to talking to you again on Monday. Take care.